Off and on the clock, punch out for work for the weekend, and hop on the clock with us. We are walking through the week 4 slate on Underdog. We're going to go position by position. We're going to tilt towards sharing our favorite scrolls, kind of the sleepers on the slate. We'll obviously hit some macro as well. We'll draft some teams. We'll get the Deposit Kingdom and Badge Bros Brawl contest up and rolling. Maybe hit a Dawg Bowl because it didn't fill yet. Praise be to the Lord for that on this week 4 slate. And then we'll build some spicy pick'ems because that's what we do around here. I'm Pete with John and Nez. Let's do it. All right, let me get John up on stage here. I did say John and Nez. Nez does not have internet right now, John. So we're gonna run a 2-man game until he gets that figured out.
Yeah, so close to having the band all back together on a Friday here. Been missing this one, so I'm excited nonetheless.
I know. Yeah, we're getting updates from Nez. There's a full-blown outage in his neighborhood. He doesn't have good cell service, so the hotspot isn't going to work. So let's all cross our fingers that Nez can join us at some point. But yeah, like you said, I had 2 weeks in a row where you weren't on here. Now Nez isn't on here. People are forgetting what it's like for the three of us to do a show together.
I mean, I'm forgetting what it's like. It's one of my favorite parts of the week, Pete.
I know. So hopefully that will get sorted. But the show must go on. And John, good to have you back after you were touching grass, smelling roses these past few weekends. How are you feeling about week 4?
You know what? I was feeling pretty confident on Wednesday, and now we got some sneaky Q tags all over the place, and I'm getting a little less so confident. Yeah, I mean, I just can't stop clicking the double running back starts at the front end of draft boards right now, and I'm really scared that Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson is just going to bury my ass.
Yeah. Man, it's that's like an age-old topic. We talk about it in the master class as well, where there's 2 dynamics. There's like, what's the optimal build on the slate? And I think almost everyone would agree, like 2 early running backs is optimal. Like if we play the slate out 100 times, as JM to win likes to say, like that's probably going to be in the winning lineup. But can Lamar or Allen go for 40? And you are just dead if you don't have those guys. And I was doing the Fantasy Life DFS Jam. I've been doing that shows on Thursdays. And Star Tours, who hangs out in the chat here sometimes, he was saying like, how does 2 late running backs even get home? And I'm like, well, Puka and then one of Allen or Lamar in the optimal. And if that is the case, then like, yeah, it's gonna be a Bucky, Genty, whatever our favorite scrolls are. So that's the thing I always think about from a portfolio perspective is I want to tilt my portfolio to 2 running back builds, but I don't want it to be exclusively to those guys.
Yeah, no, very much in alliance with you there today. It also pains me that the thing that I'm liking about the 2 running back starts is that my favorite scrolls on the slate are at quarterback and tight end as well, right? So like those are kind of like the depth exposure guys that I want to get to. Like the wide receivers on this slate feel very, very tough if you don't get Puka at the front end, basically. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of leading the field all to taking similar paths, though. So maybe we just got to flip the build a little bit here, Pete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, and there are paths too. I like pre-planning some of my drafts where it's like, hey, I do know I want to get to one of these scroll running backs. But like you said, I mean, each week I've been writing up my scrolls. Those are available for YouTube members or masterclass subs. And every week, John, my running back pool keeps dwindling. And I'm like, and I'm trying not to get like, yes, we can all come up with names, right? I know John can come up with names for sure, but I'm trying to keep it like tight, like the guys that I actually think are really strong plays. And that just keeps dwindling. And you really have to plug your nose with some because it's like, hey, Tony Pollard has one of the best workloads in the league, but Cam Ward looks awful. This offense looks awful. They're like 6-point dogs here. Like, how is this going to work? And yet you still got to kind of mix some of those guys in because they can do what Kyron did last week, where it was like, we kind of thought Kyron was dead. Then he has 20 attempts, catches a few balls, scores a touchdown. It's like, that can happen for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, hey, for the record, some of us thought Kyron was dead. I went back to the well heavy last week. He was my second highest owned running back. I loved the leverage that it introduced there. It was just unfortunate that Jordan Mason and those guys got home in such a big way because I had so much JT plus Kyron last week. That was my big stand. But yeah, man, I'm in agreement with you, man. It's play it before you've seen it type of guys. It's blind faith in some usage. It's hey, this is a bad matchup, but we can take the workload, as you alluded with Tony Pollard there. Yeah, it's a tough back end running back slate. But if we're going to get different on this slate, because everyone seems pretty tethered to the exact build that I was talking about early on there, we're going to have to get to some of these grosser plays.
Yes, for sure. And like you said, it's a lot easier. Like, I was doing some of my builds this morning and, getting to my favorite scrolls at, like you said, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end. And as you click the 2 running backs at the top and you queue up your scrolls late, and it's like, oh man, this is easy work. Let's next one up. But yeah, really pushing outside your comfort zone to those different builds. So we've kind of touched on a little bit of macro with roster construction, but let's do a little bit more of a slate overview. Obviously, running backs are king. Pretty strong quarterback slate. You get the 3 guys at the top. We get some fun naked quarterbacks here. Tight end a little weaker. Really Bowers tier 1A, Tyler Warren tier 1B, and then just a wide open thing. Anything else macro wise jumping out to you?
Yeah, I think like this week, just in general, is a like, do we believe it? Like, which side of the coin do we believe week? Like, there's a lot of like prove it spots for either guys getting into new roles, guys stepping in for injury spots, both wide receiver and running back position. And then also like, hey, like, is this Browns defense, this rush defense that we're giving so much credit, like, can we play Jahmyr Gibbs? Is the Jahmyr Gibbs discount warranted this week? Can we play a scroll the F down David Montgomery right now? Like that sort of stuff. So for me, like week 4 is kind of like just like looking at this slate in general is kind of like a prove it week in terms of like, do we believe the eye test or are we going back to some of our priors based on the first 3 weeks of sample?
Yeah. And I think, piggybacking off that too, that's also always tricky is like, and I'm always in this mode after talking to JM because he's so game environment focused. And it's like, yeah, someone like Amon-Ra St. Brown or even Gibbs, like it's like these guys are awesome players who can put up big scores, but like, is the game environment going to be there for them to put up a truly tournament winning score? And one thing we've seen though, in the past couple of weeks, you don't necessarily need that. In week 2, it was a low running back scoring slate. Last week, like people were winning tournaments with, 14s from their wide receiver slot or 18. So you don't always have to have like the 30 burger. You can survive some of that. But it is really hard, I think, this week because the opportunity cost of passing on some of the good game environments when we have, I think it's 5 games with a total over 47, like you're now starting to have to thread a pretty tight needle.
Yeah, I mean, there's some gross ones at the other end of the spectrum too that are just like everyone in the field's writing it off with the exception of like just Nico Collins basically from that 38.5 one too. So yeah, I mean, we're going to find some slop it ups for sure because there's a couple game environments that are below that 47 threshold that I find myself gravitating towards a little bit. Like I've been doing a decent amount of Falcons and Commanders. I've been doing a decent amount of Panthers and Patriots. Just 2 games that I'm like, maybe I don't fully believe what we saw from Panthers defense last week. There could be a really condensed target tree with the Panthers with no Xavier Legette and no JT Sanders. Like Tet already got the probable tag there. We got a Q tag on Chuba now out of nowhere. So like if we get this super concentrated offense of like Rico, Tet, and Bryce, and nobody's drafting it, I might just take some shots. And I don't know, man. Like the Patriots defense just looked bad to me. So it was a get right spot for Tua. Why can't we see what we saw from Bryce 2 weeks ago kind of deal?
I feel like, I mean, I guess it's both easy and hard. I guess the easy part is like those offenses are so devoid of talent that there's like only 2 plays. Like doing a Drake May, Ted Arroyo like build like makes so much logical sense. Obviously, people are excited about Hunter Henry, but I know both the way you and I like to play, chasing Hunter Henry after a 2 touchdown week up into tight end 4 at 80% ownership in a super flat tier. Does not historically match up with clicks I like to make.
No, I had the exact same take on our Wednesday show when we were going through it. Like it's the easiest come around fade around, right? It's like it's the classic. The guy hit 2 home runs slate, and now he's propped up the following day because of the recency bias. It's that in a nutshell. But utilization report will tell you that him and Juwan Johnson kind of belong up here. So do with that what you will as well.
Why the one thing that confused me is why didn't Mark Andrews steam up? I mean, Mark Andrews also did the 2 touchdown thing, and know it he's a guy that we've been willing to take there historically, but Hunter Henry gets the coronation and not Andrews?
Yeah, Mark Andrews has kind of been like the sacrificial lamb right now in terms of ADP because he started as tight end 3, 4, 5-ish area, and as the week's gone on, he's just been like people don't want to buy into it. And I think as Isaiah Likely gets like the ramp up here, and that was getting more bullish as the week goes on, we're anticipating him coming back. I think people were just ready to quit on him in general. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I will say, like, speaking of game environments, that's one, like, I just keep coming back to as I look at projections, I look at Sims, I talk about the salary cap stuff with those guys. I mean, like, we kind of have this stigma of the Chiefs, but there's a lot of things now working in their favor. The matchup is good. Like, people have been running and throwing on the Ravens, getting in these big shootout games. They get Xavier Worthy back. They have that game has an awesome total to it relative to the rest of the slate. And I'm just like, man, the ways to get into this game, specifically through the tight ends, Worthy, outside of Lamar, Mahomes has a lower draft percentage. Like that game is one I've been eyeing.
Yeah, Nez was in lockstep with you there. I was a little more bearish the other day, but now I'm starting to come around now that we got like Worthy with the probable tag there. But I think people are lacking creative ways to play that game because nobody wants to play the running backs on the Chiefs side. Right. Yeah. And then if you go on the Mahomes side, it's just Mahomes, Kelsey, Worthy, basically occasional Thornton share in the Dawg Bowl streets, but it just like doesn't feel great. And then we just saw like the bear case for Ravens in a primetime game of like everyone wanted to play Zay Flowers, all the usage and all the land. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he just spreads it around to Bateman and whomever else. People are a little scared of Derrick Henry right now too. So yeah. I just think there's like, people are lacking mental creativity as to how to stack this game. So it's staying kind of like lower owned other than like the 3 big pieces.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And I guess what I would say too is like when the pieces are this cheap and like none of these guys are going to have 100% draft percentage, like I almost don't feel like I need the creativity like in the build where I'm like, I would rather just be overweight the field on it, even in conventional ways. Because I do think past like Worthy, like here you're getting thin. I guess the Ravens are like a little more interesting, but even then it's like maybe a Bateman dart throw, but like, I think I'd rather just be concentrated. I think it really does come down to the tight ends are kind of like the interesting plays where you can get into some really low ownership. And when you combine it with the Mahomes angle, I think they're just not going to be on a ton of rosters.
Yeah, that's a good shout, man. I like where your mindset's at with it there. I mean, 3 weeks ago, we would have been jumping up and down to play Xavier Worthy in this spot, especially on a slate with wide receivers so depleted. So it's kind of like, why not? Like the injury stuff says, he can play through it. It won't get worse kind of thing. It's going to be surgery after the season. So let's see what happens. It's also bullish. Jasta saying in the chat here, like Mahomes going to run. That was Nez's point. The other day there that Mahomes is going to run like a good deal because he's just got to put the team on his back right now. And they're in a bad spot, like in terms of like need to get some wins now with how good the Chargers look and stuff in their own division.
Yep. And as curated saying here, I mean, this is the official stuff. Like as of 3 minutes ago, Xavier Worthy off the injury report, officially good to go Sunday versus Baltimore. And because Davis Maddock has been gaslighting the entire underdog community that Xavier Worthy is dead and will never do another thing in his life, I don't think Xavier Worthy is going to be getting steamed up this week.
That's true too. That's good. Pete, before we move on, I got to give 2 shout outs in the chat right now. I saw Fully Loaded in there. Fully Loaded gave us a nice shout out on Twitter yesterday. Took down the Primetime Palooza slate. Mad love to him. He was part of the ship chasing crew that came out last year. And I believe he was there with you guys.
Yeah.
Again
in Florida
this year.
too. Yeah.
Awesome stuff there. And then my guy, Matt Murphy, checking in. I saw Matty Ice in the lobbies yesterday convert that black badge to a red badge from one draft to the other. And I just put out the flare. I was like, who is this Matty Ice? And now he's come to the forefront here. That is my Matty Ice. So there we go, Matt. Welcome to the badge brigade, my friend.
Always a special moment. You'll always remember when you got that badge. But yeah, shout out to Fully Loaded, that 10K bank on the PTP slate there. Lamar, David Montgomery, Zach Charbonnet, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Harrison, and Mark Andrews. 24.1 points from Mr. Mark Andrews. And no one wants him this week here, John. It's just how it goes.
I mean, we talked about the usage a little bit on Wednesday, Pete. Like that, just like the two schemed up touches that they clearly wanted to get him involved early on the very first opening drive. And then everyone's kind of just waving the fact that the rest of it was on that garbage time last drive, prevent defense, a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. And they just basically let him run in from 35 yards out.
Yep.
So maybe a little too much ball knowledge going around in the community right now.
Maybe that's what the best ball community has been, victim of, is just too much ball knowledge. That's certainly our problem. All right, let's talk a little scroll down. I mean, we kind of hit on it a little bit at tight end, but let's go with quarterback here. We won't get to them all, but maybe one or two that you want to highlight here.
So some stuff I've been going to, Daniel Jones, it's a tougher matchup than he's faced yet, but you got some contrarian stacking partners. You can obviously do the Warren thing, but doing like a Pittman thing late, more condensed target tree without Alec Pierce there. I don't know. I just been clicking it a little bit. He's taking some of that goal line stuff away. Drake May is always in my player pool there. Baker I've done once or twice and done like some really Galbrain stuff with Cade Otton. Cade Otton's usage looks incredible, but it just hasn't materialized yet. We'll get to that one. A couple Purdy teams, couple Geno teams so far. So I do really like the quarterback scrolls this week, but it is a byproduct of where my builds are basically sacrificing ownership because I'm not playing the elite quarterbacks because I'm prioritizing those top end, priced up running backs. And then I'm making like single skinny stacks in the six persons that I hope are like, a combined 70% owned, something like that. So yeah, that's kind of been my MO thus far. I like the scroll spots at the quarterback and tight end the most this week. So those have been my builds.
Yeah, the only one I will add on to that, because you hit on most of mine as well, is just obviously Mariota.
Good shout. Yeah,
it's like a redux of what happened last week where the news breaks late. It's not like I posted my gems yesterday. I was talking about clicking Daniels in that because I thought he was trending to playing. I thought Mariota looked good last week, looked pretty fast on the ground rushing. I mean, we were just talking to Yuta on Bully the Sims, and he was like, Marcus Mariota is more likely to get goal line carries than Jaden because they're not like protecting him in the way that they want to protect Jaden from some of that stuff. And he barely threw last week. Like they were in a good spot there, and he still scored 20 points on 21 attempts there. So like a 30 ball is within his range here. I think stacked with Debo is certainly in play. Stacked with Ertz is in play, or just playing him naked is very much on the menu. So anytime you get a guy who's going to have this kind of ceiling way down here, I want him to be on the radar.
Yeah, I really like that. And you can add like obviously condensed target tree with no Terry. And then also the running back stuff that you just hitting on is Big Bill. Big Bill is got the Q tag right now and hasn't practiced all week there. Maybe a condensing of the running back stuff there where they trust him more at the goal line than they trust, Chris Rodriguez or Jeremy McNichols.
Yep. And as Luis highlights in the chat here, also a revenge game. You get back in the dome. The real question here is just like, can the Falcons be a functional team? Because this is the kind of matchup that has just like the, the sneaky shootout appeal to it.
Yeah, very much so, man. I hope so. Yeah.
Let's go to running backs, which is, as we kind of said at the top of the show, is pretty tricky. I will put the scroll cutoff like after Kyren. You see like a jump from 26 ADP down to 32. None of these guys are going to be drafted in 100% of contests, especially with so many drafters being done at running back by the time this even rolls around. So from Genty on, anybody you're getting into here?
Yeah, I mean, Scatterboys bring back if he just has all the workload to himself like we saw last time. I know Devin Singletary mixed in a little bit there, but I played a little bit of Alvin Kamara. I know the target per outrun stuff has been gross, but, if they're in trailing script and they're, down 14 in the blink of an eye and they're just going to continue to throw, methinks he's finally going to get some targets. So that one's kind of fun to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to play Judkins, but the usage looks insane. So in the 6 persons, it's probably a fine scroll. In the Dawg Bowls, I think it's a bad pick right now at ADP. Everyone wants to get excited about Hendo, but not me yet. I mean,
I'm with you.
I think
still not buying it.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to give him the keys and turn it all the way over. And he's more of like a redacted PPR style play for like a skinny stacking than our platform. I still don't even know if he'd get like first crack at the goal line, even though the other 2 guys fumbled. So yeah, I'm probably fading that one. And then your Tony Pollard shout, like that's just kind of evergreen around here.
Yep. It is. It's a really tight list. You mentioned I want to get there on the Chiefs running backs. The Ravens have been so bad on the ground. This game has shootout appeal. But it's just like if I'm not going to get an explosive from Isaiah Pacheco and he's going to lose goal line carries to Kareem Hunt, like how do I get 20 points from one of these guys here? I don't have the imagination to get there.
The way in which we talked about it was 12 persons in the Dawg Bowl. Kareem Hunt falls in the end zone twice. It's just that's kind of the only thing I can see. And he does like his worst Javonte Williams, 11 for 48 and 2 fall-ins from week 1 impersonation.
Yep. Yeah, I also think like ETN's still in play. I know Tootin had been on the injury report a little bit this week. At least with ETN, you get some explosive play ability. Like he's always capable of like ripping off a 40-yarder. It sucks though. Like he's losing a lot of valuable pass game work to LaQuint Allen, and it's not ideal. There's a reason these guys have these ADPs down here. Honestly, the Kamara one is like probably my favorite. Like the Bills are going to hang a huge number here. He's probably not going to leave the field. If they finally can score a touchdown or, even in negative game scripts, I mean, he's just such a huge part of their offense. I like that like Allen Kamara kind of correlation.
Yeah, I think that's a really sharp way of doing it is Allen Kamara. And you get like the 100% owned quarterback, and then you get the discount bring back piece that's like probably going to be in the 38 to 40 range. Maybe that's even a little high. What's his ADP right now? 16?
35.6. He'll be sub 20%. I would book that.
Sorry, position ADP.
Oh, 16? Position ADP RB 16.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Would you play Rico in the Dawg Bowl if we don't get Chuba?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If no Chuba, like zero interest if Chuba is obviously healthy. But yeah, a starting running back who we've already seen like can catch some balls. Like Trevor Etienne is in the doghouse. Like he might have like a pretty sick touch projection if that happens.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I if you were building the hashtag models, Pete, like would you have a higher projection on Swift or him this week if he had the backfield to himself?
Oh, if he had the backfield to himself, I would go Rico because I just think you'd be guaranteed like 5 to 6 more touches.
Right. Yeah, like I think he would probably rank in the like Scatterboys range.
Yeah. Yeah, Hubbard 3 hours ago listed as questionable, limited participant. It seems like he's going to be fine, but that's one to monitor for sure. I'm definitely saving some bullets. And now that we have the bigger BR this week, so if you guys missed it, about 10,000 more entries this week, which should hopefully allow us to be able to draft it on Sunday morning. I want to save some bullets for situations like that. Obviously, we have the Commanders thing cleared up, but the Niners is the other one I'm really interested in. My interest in Pearsall and Jennings, I'm interested in that spot regardless. But I really would like to be able to slam one of those wide receivers or both, depending on how things shake out there. So I got to keep some powder in the chamber for Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I've already done a couple of them, and I've done both Dawg Bowl and the 6 persons here. I've done the Purdy and Ricky Pearsall stack there. I put Pearsall on the cover. I think it's pretty sneaky on a rather ambiguous wide receiver slate to just get a little bit further down there.
Yep. We might not have Nez on stream, but he did just repost this event to his Twitter followers. We appreciate you, Nez, doing everything you can right now. Wide receiver, definitely way more interesting to discuss from a scroll perspective. I'll start it off like post Jacoby Myers. I mean, he's kind of a fake scroll at this point. ETR has a really aggressive rank on him.
Yep.
But anything after that certainly qualifies as a wide receiver scroll.
Yeah, I like Tet. I like Tet. I like the Worthy call that you had there. I like Pittman as a leverage. Just don't love the matchup, but I like Pittman as a leverage. Olave is just like the poster child for the hashtag by Leone model kind of vibe there. Shaheed in the 12 persons in that same vein. I'm going to be scrolling a lot, but I'm going to be scrolling within this very tight band of like 10 or 12, basically right through there.
Yep. I'm with you there. Like I said, I am interested in Jennings. If he plays, I'm probably not going to do much stacking with Josh Allen. Maybe I'd throw a Keon Coleman in there and just see if we can get back to those good times from week one a little bit. I mean, Diggs is dust. Judy is dust. Tyquan Thornton with Worthy coming back. I guess like if they say like Godwin's good to go, like this is one of those things where we're all assuming like, hey, ramp him up, limited. But if they're just like, Godwin's good, like we're rocking it, like that's a really damn good click at that price.
Yeah, I would basically pivot my mindset of the Cade Otton stuff to the Godwin stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you as well. I think you want to scroll at wide receiver, but I think you want to be not too crazy just because what you're getting. The Trey Tuckers, that stuff is it's really hard to do. You're going to lose money chasing like Trey Tucker type scores from those burners who don't command a big target share over the long run.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite in this range of, well, I mean, Chargers are kind of like all getting drafted and all getting mixed and matched, and they're almost always only as stack partners in the 6-person. Like, do you have a lean on how you would treat the Chargers 3? And is there any reason to play any Buffalo wide receiver?
Like I said, I would maybe take a dart on Keon. I just don't think Shakir has the ceiling. I mean, Kincaid kind of falls in that dead zone ADP with Hunter Henry. I would prefer to basically play Saints opposite Allen. I just, again, with the price, right? Like what he has to do to beat out the running backs that are going to be going in that range that you're passing over to select him. Like he needs to go nuts on the ground. And even if he does go nuts through the air, like they spread it out. Like we've just seen it over and over again. Cause even Keon had that big game in week 1. And what was this score on Underdog? It was 21.2, which is a nice score. It's a nice score, but it's still not a had to have it score even there. And that's his ceiling.
Yeah. Pending the week. It would have been had to have it last week, but pending the week. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a little tough back there. I think Brian Thomas is another guy I would just kind of highlight. I know it's frustrating, but I really like this game environment.
It very similar analogy to Marv Harrison last night, where it's like, it's going to be frustrating to watch. It's going to be like, we're just buying talent, but Marv scores a touchdown. He has a terrible drop that turns into an interception, but they're going to keep feeding him, and it doesn't look like they're expanding Travis Hunter in any regard. It's annoying that they target, Strange and Parker Washington so effing much, but like, smarter people than me have said that this is a player that should be priced up way higher than this if we just do the bet on talent kind of thing.
Yep. Let's go to tight end, which is the funnest position to quarterback and tight end are the funnest to discuss for scrolls for sure. Brock Bowers at the top, going to try not to have 30% of him again this week. We'll see how I actually do with that. Tyler Warren, obviously good click, great game environment there. And then it's those two are scroll for me. John, I don't know how you're feeling.
Fully agree with you, man. We said, same thing on Wednesday. We said it was a 1.5 tight end slate is what we said it was. And as soon as you take Trey McBride off this slate and obviously no Kittle and yada, yada, I mean, The biggest thing for tight end for us was just don't fall into the same patterns as everybody else, because like I had a lot of Hunter Henry last week, a lot in parentheses, like, like 5 or 6 teams in the BR kind of thing of my it's just 60 something entries, but almost all of it was exclusively tethered to Drake May, right? And you needed Hurts to get home. May had a fine game, but we do have to find our way to perfect. Not fully perfect, but we need to find our way closer to perfection than that. So I would just caution people that, like, when a slate is so wide open at the onesie position, that you're either going to find yourself getting super densely concentrated on the upper echelon play on the slate because you think it stands out so much more, and that introduces a large amount of volatility to your lineups, or you're going to become over correlated with the same matching patterns over and over again. So I'd just be mindful of it, and when you're creating your teams here, to just not fall into the same patterns as everybody else.
Yeah, and one thing too, like, I have it on the screen basically from Jawan Johnson, tight end 7, down to Kyle Pitts, tight end 15. I think all of these guys are in play, and it feels like a really long tier, and it's like, which ones do I click? But like, one thing you'll notice is, like, when you are drafting, like, some of these guys will come off the board for you. Or like, I have Barkley, I don't want to take Goddard, like, I want to play all the touchdowns going through Barkley. Or it's like, oh, I don't want to run into the Kincaid stack with him, or like, there's kind of things that narrow it for you. That's just what I've noticed when I'm drafting. And then I get it down to like 4 or 5, and I might literally randomize it. I might pick my favorite. But yeah, you want to be balancing your range here for sure. And I think all of these guys on the screen, I really like the Cade Otton call. I think the combination of Philly doubling up Igbuka, and like, I saw someone talk about Sterling Shepard in the chat. To me, that's too thin in a low floor play. Like, it's like Khalil Shakir-esque to me in a less explosive offense. But with Cade Otton, your bar that you're having to clear for a tight end score is just so much lower. And if he catches 6 balls and scores a touchdown, like, you can win tournaments with that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, man. Yeah, like, already floating some Baker doubles in the back of my mind, or Baker skinnies in the bomb on Sunday morning. I mean, I'm a little worried that he popped up on the injury report today with the Q and the bicep thing, but it sounds like he's going to play through it, and that was just them doing their due diligence by the league there. But yeah, dude, I'm in lockstep with you. The one last thing I would say, when we were talking about some of those upper echelons, that I think you made a really good point about, like, trying to fade the Kincaid one, because when Kincaid scores, it's tethered to Josh Allen and he's drafted 100% of the time. Fading the Goddard as a one-off one, because when he scores, it's tethered to Hurts at 100% frequency. Like, just being really cognizant of, like, it's not that you can't play those guys. It's just like the leverage in which you want to introduce is probably by scrolling to a different person, given what your previous lineup looks like.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me, like, trying to parse the ADPs relative to what the field's actually doing, where it's like pretty clear when the Josh Allen drafter is falling back on taking Dalton Kincaid as their stacking partner, their tight end, their, like, that's so comfy. It's a little funny with Hunter Henry's ADP being right there, but Drake May's being so far down that I actually think there's probably a little bit more variance going on there, where like Hunter Henry like has to be getting selected a good bit without Drake May. And I wonder if it actually flips in this situation, where like Drake May with Hunter Henry actually is maybe less owned than Hunter Henry by himself, just based on those ADPs. But maybe that's kind of like a mirage. I don't know.
No, I think it's probably a pretty sharp point there with that specific duo. I think that's a pretty good call.
Before we move to the small field stuff, as someone pointed out in the chat, our Deposit Kingdom draft is live. I do want to give a shout out to the Underdog DFS masterclass here. So we're obviously doing slate specific stuff. We try to hit on some macro concepts here, but if you guys are new to Underdog DFS and just like, where do I start? You guys are talking in gibberish. I don't understand all this jargon. This is what this course is for. 10 plus hours of roundtable discussions, all kinds of these evergreen topics about how to become a better player, basics. We do have a glossary, so any terms that are flying by your head, we got you covered. Overview, bankroll management, and contest selection. John's been making updates to that based on the 2025 contests we have. When to draft, how to use projections and ADP, correlation and stacking, how to get unique. everything you need to know. And a huge shout out to Alec, Fantasy Grinder, who took down the 50K in reference to specific spot in the projections and correlation section, and ended up having that naked Jalen Hurts and scrolled to Hunter Henry. Loved hearing the shout out to the course there. A $50,000 testimonial, John. Not too bad.
Yeah, not too shabby. I mean, I love it that it came from him. Would have slightly preferred it came to me, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love that so much. No, dude, he was one of my favorite all-time winner circles. We've had some amazing winner circle guests, but man, was he a relatable breath of fresh air story, just talking about love and fantasy with his dad and listening to us on his commute to and from work on the subway and sneaking in some drafts. It was just so relatable. And like, he's got a plan every single week of how much his bankroll he's going to allot, which contest he's going to select. It was such a breath of fresh air. It was so perfect. So done the right way, man.
Yeah, check that out on the Monday stream of the Badge Bros. Very fun winner circle interview there. And I should also just mention with this course, you can basically consume it however you want. All of them are in text form, but then there's a video accompanying each section. The round tables are obviously in video, but then anything that has video also has an audio companion. When you buy the course, you will get an email and you can have the entire course dropped into your podcast app of choice. Like within 2 clicks, you can get all the audio. I've listened to a lot of people who like taking the audio on the go, then they'll go back and look at the charts in the data for the visual element. But we tried to make it as easy for you guys to consume. And I should mention, buried the lead here, we do have a 10% off right now. Promo code BADGE will get you guys 10% off the Underdog DFS Masterclass. But John, I think it's time to do a little drafting here.
Yeah, let's get after it.
So we're going to do some of our small field contests here. And just to give people a quick update on fill rates, doing good on BR right now, 40% full. DBQ, the Dawg Bowl, is filling a little faster, 64%, but you're going to be able to draft those hopefully tonight and tomorrow night at this rate. And but John, yeah, we'll head over here to the Deposit Kingdom, and then we'll do a Badge Bros Brawl.
Sounds great.
All right, let's see here what draft slot we get.
Yeah, through the first couple weeks of the season here, you know, we had the 3 wide receiver talk. We also had some chat about you know, the double stacks and this sort of thing. We haven't seen any you know, big onslaughty style stuff take down a main contest yet, but have you been sticking to like some of our original principles here where you've been building, you know, more correlated teams within the small field stuff and less correlated teams without it?
Very, very much so. Even like last week, the one to bomb team I was pretty excited about. It was in first place for a while. It was a Drake May, Hunter Henry, DK Metcalf. And I was just like, you know, I had a decent amount of Drake May, Hunter Henry stacks in the big BR, but I wasn't forcing Metcalf on those, or I would have Drake May with just Metcalf and not Hunter Henry. So yeah, the correlation, I'm always willing to ratchet it up 1 or 2 more slots in these small field contests. Is CMC your clear cut 101 here?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on Wednesday that it's a tier of 2 for us, and it was kind of a shame that we really boosted the market there, and ETR followed suit with Puka kind of screaming up boards. I'm not really scared about front end combos of draft boards this week because it's been pretty stagnant, with the exception of Puka originally being, you know, the like in that 106 range paired with some guys, but he still falls a little bit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I've certainly seen him go 101. I've taken him 101 a few times as well, just to get some different combos. But yeah, I'm with you. Just been an absolute monster this season. You did have the Devontae Adams Q tag, but it sounds like he's going to be fine there. That was also probably pushing him up just a little bit too, being like, hey, I'm going to get a couple extra targets here. But yeah, CMC and Puka, definitely the 1 and 2 here.
Yep. Love that. I'm tapping in on, I was just curious what I did in some of the bombs last week because they filled, I only got 2 of them in late night on Saturday, and it was filled by the time I hit my alarm the next morning there. But I did 9% own Mariota in both of them.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that was kind of fun.
I had a Mariota Bowers and DeBomb as well. Yeah, Bowers just always a pain in our side here.
Yeah, sneaky Q tag to watch here. Obviously, everybody's talking about the offensive line and stuff, but sneaky Q tag to watch is the Michael Mayer stuff as we push into the weekend.
This is a spot where in small field where I would not be opposed to double tapping Lamar and Henry. I think I'd be down to take Lamar for sure, and then if there's something else you like, I'm open to it.
No, let's do it. We said we love the double running back starts this week, and now we can do it alongside an elite quarterback as well. A little bit of negative correlation, but it's not nearly the same as like the Hurts Saquon stuff. We've talked about the difference in the way in which Lamar Henry works than Hurts Saquon works. You're going to get a rare combinatorial with this as well. Yeah, this feels like a good starting point. I don't think it's like my optimal starting point, but I think it's entirely logical.
Yeah, and I think the the other thing too, and this was what JM was kind of driving home, like the thing with the Ravens is you want them in the nutty game environment. And I was just pulling it up, right? Where Lamar in that opening week against Buffalo had 29 points. And Henry obviously ran roughshod in that game as well, 28 points. So like right. you would happily take 60 combined points, especially in small field. You'd take it in large field as well from your quarterback and running back. So again, one of those moves where yes, over a huge sample size, their super ceiling outcomes are negatively correlated, but in a small field and in the context of this slate and the game environment that I think we're getting more and more excited about, I'm fully on board with it.
Yeah, and in the context of the front end of the draft boards, their ceilings are negatively correlated the least out of Allen and Cook and Hurts and Saquon. So if there was a pairing between the two that I'd want to do it the most with, it's these two, because we've basically seen Lamar doesn't run inside the 5 anymore. Basically, since they've gotten Derrick Henry, he just doesn't run inside the 5 anymore. Whereas the other two are fighting for touchdowns with one another. Both these guys can score from distance, and they can both, Lamar can spread it around enough.
Yep. Trying to see. Oh, go ahead.
I've already penciled in like one player for sure, right? Like we're kind of in lockstep on this one, I think.
I feel like we talked about a lot of players, so I don't know if I know exactly who you're referencing, but
well, if we're gonna get him with a game environment bet at like 35% owned, I think.
Oh,
if we're playing
Worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like Worthy or Kelsey on this team for sure. Let's do what other. Let's grab Worthy with one of these. We can just save tight end for our final click. What other wide receiver would you like?
I think I'm ready to be the guy who like takes some Allen, take some London. Thomas, I'm good with as well. If you want to play that as the bounce back spot, Ricky Pearsall as another scroll that I really like.
Let's do the double Niners. Actually,
sure.
I think I like that. Let's do CMC and Pearsall. So we'll basically play 3 teams here. We'll play 2 games and 3 teams. Lamar, Henry, bring it back with Worthy. I guess it'll end up being more than that with whatever we do at tight end. But then CMC and Pearsall, kind of on that condensed Niners team with that offense.
Yeah, I really like it. And I mean, even if you end up getting Mac Jones, but you get no Juwan Jennings, like this could definitely get home. Yeah, I think this could break right a lot of different ways. I think the real defining question to this roster is we're probably going to have like Mark Andrews or Kelsey come back to us. Do you ape in even further to this? Do you say that we want an ownership discount, or do we think that the combinatorial at the top is good enough, coupled with 2 scrolls at wide receiver, that we can just kind of take highest projecting? It's very interesting.
It is. Even on someone was asking Andrew was asking, what's the cutoff for a small field contest? Someone had asked this in the masterclass as well. I kind of put it at like the Engage 8 at like the high end, like 5K or so entries. At 1K, I've definitely put this on the even smaller side of small field. And to your point, John, this would be a spot where like we are already so reliant on this game going off, and tight end has the lowest bar to clear to even hit our lineup. that with two really solid options between Kelsey and Andrews,
Yep.
I do think it'd probably be silly not to pick one in this specific contest.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. Like, I think my cutoff is a little bit lower than 5K, but like just in terms of small field, like I think I would call it like 3 to 2,500, just based on the sizing of what we see on Underdog. But yeah, I'm good with either, whichever you think fits the build better here.
Yeah. I feel like we're kind of playing like a 2-touchdown game for Andrews probably means like Henry and Lamar aren't hitting their full touchdown expectation. So let's play Kelsey and say obviously Lamar outscores Mahomes and Worthy and Kelsey kind of dominate the production for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, primetime Palooza slate, I think I go Andrews. In this, I go Kelsey. For like the same reasons you're articulating. Like just because we might not need perfect from Kelsey if no tight end separates either. And we just get like 6 points or 8 points pushing the game back and forth.
And this is a good sign. I just saw this from the Underdog news account. Jawan Jennings seen participating in practice Friday. So still no guarantee that he goes, but definitely a step in the right direction there. Hang on. We have a correspondent live from a Starbucks right now. He apparently he's bought so many gift cards for the Discord in there that they now have a VIP spot for him at the Starbucks. Is that true?
It's true. Yeah, they still make me pay for ham and Swiss croissants, but yeah, we're here, man. We're here. Shout out to Spectrum, always on time with the internet outages. So yeah, we had to log in from the start because I couldn't miss the show. I couldn't miss any Dawg Bowl drafts, so we had to move. And here I am. And of course, my wife just texted me, Wi-Fi's back. But we're here.
Whoa!
We've already committed.
Yeah, how far?
An hour late.
15? Okay.
An hour later. Well, it's not a far drive, but it's been.
All right. Well, we love having Starbucks Nez. We're about to do a Badge Bros Brawl draft, and then we'll do Dawg Bowl after that.
Let's do it.
All right. Ham and cheese Nez, one of the great aliases, only behind No Strip Nez here. Badge Bros Brawl, for those of you guys who aren't familiar, one of the most unique main slate contests on the slate. Only 3-person drafts, similar to Deposit Kingdom, 1K to first. So this is a scroller's paradise where all of the top plays kind of condense around the top 3 QBs, the top 3 tight ends, etc. So this is where we can flex our scroll down muscles. We have the 102 here, Nez, as our pop-up guest. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to take a running back here. Actually, we're going to go Puka. I was setting myself up for a joke to say take a running back, so that way that's one less chance for John to make us take Rico Dowdle here. Let's go Puka.
Yeah, we already did. Like, I'm like, John, like John was going on about Rico, and I'm like double checking the Chuba injury report. I'm like, you really are willing Chuba into not playing this week.
20 minutes of bopping on the clock for a guy that's limited.
All right, let's see here what the one hole does. He does go Puka, so we can take CMC.
That's a really smart drafter, by the way. That's like incredibly smart.
I was about to say the same thing, Nez.
In Badge Bros Brawl, Puka is like without question the 101. It's like it's not even close.
I like that.
Do we? There's probably not going to be a lot of CMC JTs in the Badge Bros Brawl if we want to pull the trigger on that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, the 3-hole goes Gibbs Cook, so obviously maybe getting a more unique pairing, but definitely CMC falling and then Chaler, and then we can start to get weird here depending on what you guys are feeling.
I think we pass on Lamar.
Do you want to do Bowers or grab a wide receiver like Nico?
Neighbors.
You want to do Neighbors?
Yeah, Neighbors and Nico. And then get a scroll skinny stack, like something fun.
I feel like I'm kind of spooked on Neighbors this week. I mean, I've been drafting him a little bit, but Nez, you break the tie. Nico or Neighbors?
Neighbors.
Okay.
Gotta believe in Dart, man. He's too swaggy to bust. It's
Swagzilla,
impossible.
baby.
All right.
Yeah.
When all my neighbors' teams are at the bottom of the BR leaderboard, I'm going to send you guys an invoice with the memo swag on it. And
I tell you what,
guys
the
will-
pick'ems on neighbors are absolutely spooky. It's terrifying. If you look at them, they're not good. But
that's what have been my
wide range
gut.
of outcomes. Wide range of outcomes.
Let me float an idea, boys.
Oh,
Bowers, Jacoby, Gino.
Sold.
You have. I was like, I'm even with you on Bowers, Gino. I mean, the double in this,
Too crazy.
it feels pretty crazy.
Okay.
I'm down for the
I
Gino
see
angle.
the vision, though. Dude, the Bears are atrocious right now on defense. They're like half their secondary, over half their secondary is gone.
I did
definitely
select
sneaky
Gino.
shootout.
I did select Gino to bite us a little bit more time here.
You could do the roam on the bring back there if you want, if Gino's a big enough scroll. Or if you think the combo of that's going to be too gross, go ahead and take like Adams or Debo.
How about
sure.
Debo?
Yeah.
How about Debo?
Yeah.
Nez was saying, yeah, Debo, this is a good scroll. He will not be drafted much at all here.
I love Debo.
We
Get a little
talked
Debo
about
here.
Mariota's sneaky rushing upside because of the Bill Q tag. What about Debo's sneaky rushing upside in the red zone?
Yes. So here's the final team in the Badge Bros Brawl: Geno Smith to Brock, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Malik Neighbors, Debo Samuel. So we are not going to have to worry about any kind of combinatorial ownership on this team. This is what it's all about. Geno to Bowers. All right, it's time. Dawg Bowl. I did one of these yesterday with Clay on the Battle Royale Bash. Nez, how many DBs deep are you right now?
Many. I have
Too many to count that high.
kinda. I'm at 90. This is my 93rd.
Look at you.
Wow. What were you at last week?
I think I got to 80 last week. Last week was absurd. Those fill rates were crazy. It really dwindled big time. And I've also been in most of these drafts, but this week has slowed down significantly. So much so that I think we can actually do some Dawg Bowl drafting on the No Strip Nez platform tonight, I hope.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was stoked for you on that.
Huge win for the bros.
And I was excited too, looking at the BR fill rate. I'm like, we're gonna be able to draft on Sunday morning. It's gonna be nice.
Dude, I know. I was talking to Brett a little bit, saying that I thought that the pacing was going well. They're definitely, they just tweeted out about the, hey, we got a big contest here. I think it's going to fill like with ease, but once Sunday hits, it's going to go like parabolic, especially after Dawg Bowl.
Right, because we're all doing the same thing where it's like we would all like to spread out our entries. I think I'm just generally speaking for everyone. And then, but when you see it filling, it accelerates, right? Like there's a rushing to the doors element to it. So everyone's like, all right, I can breathe. I can draft on Saturday and Sunday. So it's just going to be slightly slower. Yeah.
It's like a feedback loop.
It's also like very slate specific, the fill rate stuff, like in terms of like context of the slate. I think some of these slates where people feel like it's very stagnant at the top, they get like bored faster drafting. So that's an element. And then it's also the most Q tags we've had on a slate yet this season. So people are like a little more back waiting because they're apprehensive. Like it's not like a chase a CLV slate, because like last week was a chase a CLV slate. Everybody was trying to get ahead on Ken Walker, ahead on Jordan Mason. It's not a CLV slate today. It's or this week. It's way more like solidified. It's like a find the best plays later in the week spot.
All right, Nez. I just timed out Jonathan Taylor because I was looking at other things, but I'm pretty excited to get Jonathan Taylor at 1-6 in the Dawg Bowl. Not a bad time.
Worst autos you can make. I didn't hear you guys' discussions. What's your thoughts specifically that guy going Hampton over Taylor here? I get it. I don't know.
I don't get it, but
you don't see the vision there. They're huge favorites. It's Hampton and Kamani Vidal back there. I mean,
well, I think the thing for me would be one, we haven't seen the explosive plays from Hampton yet. You're kind of hanging your hat on like the volume, which is certainly there, but you're getting the volume with JT too, and he's shown the ability to rip off these huge runs. And then on top of it, I think like the game environment too for the Colts Rams has the potential to get nutty in a way that the Chargers Giants probably isn't. But again, like if TM Longacre, who I know, he for a while was one of my most drafted compadres in the BBM streets. If you're only doing one or two, like go get your guy and get Hampton. But if I was drafting a bunch of these, I wouldn't be doing that.
Mm-hmm. It just kind of seems like the perfect storm. Getting the Giants, fresh off this Najee stuff. It's a great volume spot, especially with Dart's debut. It could be their time of possession could be out of control for sure. But yeah, that's just my brain. I definitely want to play Hampton, and I'm willing to do that. But I get where you're coming from. Obviously, it's Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, and I think like the one thing too is all these running backs are going to be gone in round one, right? Like none of them are coming back. So
running backs go so quick.
Yep.
It's insane. Like it's like the Genty line. Like as soon as Genty goes, it's all pretty mid after that point.
And as Mr. says, I only do 2 or 3 of these, so you got to go get your guy. I get it, sir. I get it. But I also love how passive aggressive this sounds. Good luck with Taylor. Good luck with the second highest scoring.
Good luck with this Jonathan Taylor shares.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Surely he can't keep doing this.
Speaking of Dawg Bowl, completely forgotten. I saw him pop up in the chat before, but Go AZ Cards, who won a Dawg Bowl seat last week, he said, I want to get a little more creative than the typical membership gifting that so many of the winners generously do. Said he wanted to give an Underdog Masterclass sub away. So I think I should get a little StreamYard giveaway going here, guys. What should be our hashtag for this?
The class.
The class. I like that. That's classy. The class. All right, let me get this up and scheduled.
That's way nicer and more straightforward than I was going, John. I was going to kind of go in the lines of Go AZ Cards, maybe a little like Kyler Stinks, but the class works. The class works too.
The class is very nice. All right, let's see. I am on the clock here. I think now that we get Devontae upgraded, I'm going to maybe play this game a little bit. So I'll go Devontae here with my first wide receiver selection. But yes, if you guys are in the chat, hashtag the class. This is going to be good for one free copy of the Underdog DFS Masterclass. We will sync up with Go AZ Cards and figure out the coupon code or whatever to make that happen. But at the end of this Dawg Bowl draft, we will do the drawing. So this is for the people who are hanging out in the chat. The class is what you need. And let's do a quick recap of our round 2 here. John, Amon-Ra, Josh Allen, Nez, James Cook, and Roma Dunze. I have Jonathan Taylor and Adams. John, were you excited to see Allen fall to 16?
Admittedly, not really, because I was cooking up like a Flacco double crazy thing off the Amon-Ra pick just for people on stream, and I was just going to blow everybody's mind. But then he falls to me, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's just take the ADP value, take the good plays. I'll get there. I'll get something crazy out.
That's funny, man. John, well, you know what? Show us your stones and still take Harold Fannin and Jerry Jeudy on this team, brother. Not just because you can't get Flacco doesn't mean it has to change.
This is true.
Only John would be slightly upset at a Josh Allen fall to 16. I mean, yeah, unbelievable.
Hedging the portfolio right now with this play.
All right, Nez, what are you going to do here? You start Cook in Rome.
I'm thinking of a player, and I'm going to be big mad if you guys get in the way.
I think I'm going Drake London here.
Nice.
Dude, this team is so on brand for you, Des. James Cook, Rome, and Drake London. The brand is strong.
I'm going to go out of my comfort zone here and take these. I'm always like 20% on all these guys.
Yeah, let's see. I will do, because Yuta was just getting me mega bullish on Lad on the Bully the Sim show. He was getting in the weeds with man coverage stuff. Let's get a little Lad McConkey here.
I mean, they've been balling the F out the first couple weeks there. Like, don't you think from a team level standpoint, they're like, hey, we're throwing so much. Nazi just went down. Like, let's get our guy Lad involved. Like, as well as it's been going for them, don't you think like an internal discourse for their team on a football level would just be like, yeah, we got to get Lad going this week.
That was kind of the Yuta take a little bit too. He was basically like, when like the I forget exactly how he worded it, but was basically like, when you can do whatever you want against a defense, that you start to get the squeaky wheel going too, and you spread it out a bit just so everybody stays happy there. And Lad certainly qualifies for that.
That's cool. I missed that take from him. I liked what he was saying about Josh Allen, where he was just like, Josh Allen is the play, like on offense for them. It's just like, we don't have to call anything. Just like let Josh figure it out. That was cool.
I had flashbacks to his the Sims are or the Sims are the projection, or no, the projection is knowing ball. It was like, Josh Allen is the call. He always drops bars.
I love that, dude. He's the best.
I was gonna let you guys guess my pick, but I think you guys would have got it.
Kamara, opposite Allen. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, and Nez, London, Rome, Cook. I got Jonathan Taylor, Devonta Adams, and Lad. John goes Amon-Ra, Josh Allen, and Kamara. John, did you consider Henry or Kyron there over Amon-Ra?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think in a vacuum, I would rank Henry above. But I just wanted to do the Browns thing and show off a little bit on stream, but then we got saddled with the Allen stuff. So I was just cooking, to be honest. I think Henry's a better play than Amon-Ra this week, but I do think the depth at the wide receiver position thins out quite quickly in the Dawg Bowls comparative to, like, I still think there's some dart throws to throw at the running back position late.
Yes. In Nez, I'm going to get, and based on this ADP, I'm guessing if you want Herbert, you got to take him in the 4th here, because someone around here will do like a Keenan QJ Herbert thing if you don't.
It's definitely the fear. In this room, you might be okay, because like I don't have plans of doing that.
Awin takes him.
And Awin takes him.
There you go.
Yeah,
so much for that
Awin's
conversation.
Yeah, good talk. Yeah. The biggest thing for me is like the Worthy conversation in Dawg Bowls, because like if Worthy's anything close to like full go, I don't know how he's not like the smash of the draft.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. I was looking at him. I'm also trying to think like what kind of other stacking outs I want to give myself here. I think I have an idea for a play I might do. I think I'm going to grab Chris Olave and just bank some more targets. I mean, these target shares are just hilarious. 13, 10, and 14. You got to think a touchdown's coming eventually.
And they're not going to stop throwing this week.
No way, man. I love that game so much. I think it's the way that the Saints are playing right now is just like it's truly ludicrous. I'm gonna make this pick here, but just feel like on both sides of that ball, man, you can really see some big games. Someone take Caleb. Great.
They did.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys.
Drake May though. John, you are fighting Nez for the most on brand. I mean, I guess no, Nez is still way more on brand, but you did take Tony Pollard at 40, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah, I kind of see him as a projection tier break at the running back position this week. Like, Chuba aside, like Chuba is kind of a little bit of a wild card there with the Q tag. Maybe we should be buying that dip a little bit right here or with some swappability. But I do see Tony Pollard at that like 17, 18 running back spot as a little bit of a projection tier break.
Yeah, I'm scared of it. I totally understand the projection there. I'm terrified of everything about that spot for him.
Yeah.
So round only saw 2 running backs go, Kamara and Judkins, and we do see Henderson, Etienne, Pollard, Swift, and Chuba come off as we head into the 5th round here. Nez, do you stack up Drake May with Henry, or do you let that one go?
No, that's what I'm eyeing up here. You're going to see, here a lot more quarterbacks are going earlier than what typically happens in Dawg Bowls. There's a lot of rooms where the last 2 rounds is just like nothing but purple and blue. But here, you're seeing a lot more people going to get their stacks. So, yeah, I'm not going to wait.
Yeah, so this is there's only one team behind me that doesn't have a quarterback, so I can wait on that. So I guess I can kind of just get my favorite tight end here. I guess maybe I'll use this opportunity to get some Laporta. I'm not going to get to him a ton in the 6-mans, I don't think, this week. So I'll grab that and see if he can be the touchdown guy this week for the Lions.
I love everything Detroit this week. Honestly, playing in a number of different ways right now, including the ground game, which I know is like risky considering everything we know about the Browns defense. Detroit at home is just a different beast, and I don't think the Browns are going to be able to stop them. So really, no matter what you want to do.
Yeah. I was curious because that is like, it's like you have the 2 competing narratives. It's like Lions back home in the dome, go Burr, Browns the best, if not top 2 defense in the league right now. And it's like, which one wins out?
Yeah, putting my chips on Detroit for sure.
Do you think you think they just hang like a big number, or do you think they get pushed by the Browns?
No, I just think they just kick some ass and just score at will. You know, JMO gets a tutty, breaks one. Goff is just so underrated, man. And Goff at home, especially, is really just one of the best quarterbacks in the league, straight up. So they're playing well. Dan Campbell's such an aggressive mindset coach that I have really no issue about like needing a run back for that game.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the split screen? Like 150 games of career, or 125 games of career Drew Brees versus Jared Goff.
I think I did see that this morning.
Yeah,
pretty similar.
Insane. Yeah,
Goff beats him in every category.
Category.
They probably cherry picked the ones where he was beating him, but regardless, I mean, Goff in general, man. You look at efficiency charts like PROE, really anything you want to use, Goff stands out.
Mm-hmm. Roofing Man went ahead and took who I was going to eye up there, that Juwan Jennings, like that DeMarcus Robinson touchdown's going to hit like Fent this week, but I wanted a little Juwan Jennings in my life there. What do you guys think about doing a double bring back off naked Josh Allen here and going Rashid Shaheed finds the end zone as well?
I don't mind it.
Everything funnels through Josh Allen on the one end, and then you get 2 touchdowns, maybe 3 touchdowns on the way back between Kamara and low-owned Shaheed.
Yeah. What would you guys do here? Daniel Jones, but with Jonathan Taylor, just stack up Stafford with Devontae and play that JT as the bring back, or go Goff to Laporta skinny?
Goff or Stafford.
Yeah, I think that's right. John, you want to break the tie?
I like Goff.
I heard he's better than Drew Brees.
Yeah, allegedly. The Stafford ceiling is just so tough with me, man. We've seen it for years now. Like even the games that he throws for like 4 touchdowns, that just looks like those Aaron Rodgers games where it's like 265 and 4, and it's because they had good field position or the run failed them at the goal line. Like I don't know. If you go back to like the days of the redacted stuff with Stafford, like he hasn't broken like 25 fantasy points in like 10 years or something. Like hyperbole, but thereabouts.
But it's interesting if you just to compare pick'ems as far as pass yards go. Yeah. I think he projects for the most pass yards on the week, and his like 2 touchdown multiplier is crazy. Yeah, he projects for the most pass yards on the week. His 2 touchdown pass multiplier is 0.8x. So like.
Who's what you're getting? Goff?
Stafford.
Oh, Stafford, yeah.
So like not too shabby, to be honest. I mean, you're talking about right there, basically 20 fantasy points in his median.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the band of projection is so tight with him. You know, we've seen it that it is like he's got that high floor, high median, but like the band of that outlier right tail, like just, you know, I'd take Mariota's right tail over his, you know?
Sure.
All right, here are the final squads for your heroes. Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Lad McConkey, Chris Olave, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff for me. John, Amon-Ra, Josh Allen, Kamara, Pollard, Kyle Pitts, again, just on brand there, and Rashid Shaheed for the double bringback. Nez goes James Cook, Roma Dunze, Drake London, Drake May, Hunter Henry, and Michael Pittman Jr. Any other notes on your guys' squads?
No, not really. I want more James Cook. It's hard to take him over the top 3, but I really wish I had more James Cook in my portfolio. And I have a ton of Caleb Williams, but couldn't get him here.
Yep. But the Drake May, Hunter Henry backstack's nice. Pittman, good pick there. John, you didn't get to do the Joe Flacco bit, but you at least got Tony Redacted and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, damn right. I think I'm going to do an iteration of this in the main BR contest where I run Josh Allen naked with a double bring back in that contest. I think I might run a few of them, to be honest.
Reminiscent of that, the week 14 shipper from last year that I will never forget. Shout out K-Bash, Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, and Puka Nacua team. Unfortunately, Kamara and Rashid Shaheed are not Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua, but John, worth a shot.
I mean, says you. I don't know. I think these guys might have some juice here, Pete.
Yeah. All right. Here we go, guys. We got Nez from a Starbucks. The vibes are high. Let's spice it up.
Here comes spicy marg. Spicy marg. Radioactive spice. Let's spice it up. Slop it up.
Slop it up.
I mean, slide. Just permission to slide, Your Honor. You sliders. That's a 65X. That makes me feel things.
And before we do, let me get these overlays good. We are going to do the giveaway. Again, shout out to Go AZ Cards. Congrats on your Dawg Bowl seat. And thank you very much for donating or giving away an Underdog DFS Masterclass. Good luck to the 65 entrants. We'll see how you guys do. Who's it going to be? Be careful of the slow roll. There's always the slow roll. Brett Foster.
What up, Brett?
Foster here. I'm trying to think the best mechanics for this. Let's just get Brett. Send us your email, and then we can figure it out with Go AZ Cards in the group DMs. The best way to do this. But congratulations, Brett, with the bang from deep. Hits the giveaway. Congratulations, Brett. We'll get you squared away here. Either, I don't know if you want to shoot us a message on Discord. You can leave your contact information in the comments after the show. Just reach out to us and I'll get you a coupon code for the free course there. Compliments of Go AZ Cards. Where you want me to send an email. If you want to just send it to the email for the course, that actually would work out well. It would be John, help me remember it's because I always mess. It's udfsmc@gmail.com. There it is. I'm like, we should probably take it. It's udfsmc@gmail.com. Underdog DFS Masterclass. I'll drop it in the chat here. There you go. That's our official email. I would like a mulligan on that email, but it is what it is. All right, fellas, we got to get back in the winning column here for our core bets. Nez, now that you made the trek to Starbucks, I think we got to let you kick things off here.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I just want to formally apologize for the Calvin Ridley pick last week. Absolutely embarrassing showing and just really too hot of a heat check. But we did get home with the very anti-hero Bill lower. So there's that. We weren't all for naught. So yeah, my start here, I'm gonna start us off with the lower guys, and I think maybe you can get behind this, but I'm gonna go Cam Scattaboo lower 13.15 fantasy points. And I've been looking at these fantasy points projections a lot more lately. And a lot of them are really just kind of bets on whether or not you think someone's going to score a touchdown or not. And I don't think Cam Scattergood is going to score a touchdown. And it's 0.84x on a lower for him to score a touchdown. If he gets 13.15 fantasy points without scoring a touchdown, I'll tip my cap. But I'm going to take a lower on him. Singletary is going to mix in quite a bit. Dart is going to run quite a bit as well. I mean, unless he just completely changes his play style from all he can really do well. So I don't see things going well for the Giants. I don't see Scattergood seeing the involvement that he saw last week against the Chargers. So I'm taking a lower here.
All right. Yeah. And Nez is the hero because it was a few weeks ago. We did the Bill lowers, the chat rioted, Cam Scattergood, another folk hero fan favorite there. But it doesn't seem like anyone's upset about that selection quite yet. John, you got anything for us here?
Yeah, I got one that I've liked for a long time. Still got, I just like Saquon receiving yards higher.
Okay. Talk to me.
Unabated likes it too. I like it. There's like a misconception around him. I don't know.
Wait, what's the misconception? Now I'm intrigued.
That it's like peaks and valleys in his receiving work game usage, which is like kind of true, but like I think he can catch passes. I think Tampa Bay can do enough to push it. I think they're gonna have trouble on the ground because the Tampa Bay run defense, the Vita Vea splits are insane, and Vita Vea is just an absolute monster. So I think how do you beat Vita Vea in the middle of the field is just like quick hitters and quick dump offs to Saquon Barkley because they want him to have the opportunities to make explosive plays. I just don't think they're going to find it up the middle on the ground like they typically do. So how do they do it? Little quick hitters to him.
Nice. I like it. I feel a little bad because the one I want to do is down to a 0.88 to get it. But I want to go back to Zay Flowers here. His role in this offense, I'm chalking up last week as a blip here, back-to-back games with 9 and 11 targets. Then he's down 3 targets in that game against Detroit. Higher than 4.5 receptions. It's 0.88, but I still think he's the alpha there. I think this game has shootout potential, and 5 receptions for his role in this offense just seems too light to me.
Like it.
All right, let's see. I'm checking here to see if I have any promos. I do have I got the 75% off here. So I will do a small one here just to get the link for you guys. And then I am going to take advantage of the boost here. Everybody always check your stuff in the lobby. There's also an NFL deal reward there. So yeah, you guys are
cool story about the deal reveal. I used mine on Trey Benson, and he didn't get it. So shout out to Trey Benson, and I could have won I think like $1,000. So love that.
Wait, what was the deal for? Like, what did it get him down to?
69.5 scrimmage yards.
Wow.
Just thinking no James Conner, dude. It's all Trey Benson. He's got that role on lock. DeMarcado's not even going to sniff the field, bud. And 2-minute drill. DeMarcado's a demon. That's what they're saying.
Goodness.
Yeah, love it. It's all right.
You hate to see it. All right, let's bounce around here now a little bit. We generally do a game stack. If that's somewhere we want to go.
I like the game stack route.
Is there some good stuff with the Detroit numbers?
Dude, Detroit is really low.
Okay.
Amon-Ra's like sub 70.
Amon-Ra's sub 70. Okay.
Yeah, for receiving yards. Goff is like 233 passing yards, 227 passing yards. So like take your pick.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Is it just me? Like the filters for me
They've been having trouble.
Yeah.
They've been having trouble lately. A mobile works better, but you kind of have to like go from like player card to get to other stats. But yeah, they're aware of it.
Okay. You have to search name by name effectively.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder for the game stack ones.
Well, let's definitely normally when these game stack ones, we're sliding the quarterback a little bit. Nez, you want to take him to like 270 or something?
Yeah, 270 feels good.
You already said a Jameson Williams tutty is preordained. You want that at 1.36?
Oh yeah, I can't believe they're even offering this.
Yeah,
It's literally already in the box score. No yards, no receptions, 1 touchdown.
John, you got an angle on this game you like?
I would probably say Laporta next, but I mean, I'm good with like Amon-Ra fantasy points or Laporta fantasy points tethered to that instead of doing like yardage or something. Gives you the touchdown out, and it's only 8.25.
Yeah,
don't get docked usually.
Yeah, and let's see, like, just if we have one. I mean, we could just put in one of the other ones from our core if we want. We don't have to force a Browns, I guess, but we can. Is there anyone on the Browns you guys want to see? Judkins?
It's not really pretty because the passing game has been so inconsistent, but Judkins to me is like one of the only ones that I would consider throwing in probably like rushing yards just because I think he is just that good. But
yeah, I guess he's easily cleared this 57.5 both weeks. This one only gets us to a 12.3. Not that that's bad, but the problem, I guess, with going Laporta fantasy points is we don't have any other slide potential.
Okay.
Here.
Let's take it out and we'll workshop something here.
But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just trying to see what we can get us up to like a 20. Like if you took Judkins up to 70 yards, then you're at like a 16x. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, I'm also looking at the receiving game for the Browns too. Trying to talk myself into a slide there. Like, are you any interest in like a 50-yard Cedric Tillman game?
I mean, he's the kind that definitely can like speed it up a little bit and help everything.
I kind of like it more, yeah.
Yeah, so that gets you to a 16 just catches, or would you play like a longest reception for him?
Probably the same.
I don't know.
Same type of play.
Tillman, I like this one. So if we go Tillman 1.33, we're at 16x. So it's Goff higher than 270. JMO scores a TD. Laporta gets more than 8.25 fantasy points. I mean, you could toss in like another even money one and just like I just want to see if you put Amon-Ra to just go over his receiving yards. Like that gets you to a 23x. So it's like, do you like the 16x without him or the 23x with him?
I think I like 23x with him.
Yeah, I would definitely just play both if you want.
Yeah. All right, let's lock this in here. Little Browns and Lions game stack.
Yo, what happens if you run the second one with Judkins instead of Tillman and we play it twice?
Yeah, let's see. Judkins, take him. So to get to the 23x would be to like take him up to 69.5, or you could just play at 64.5 for like 22x. Yeah, 64.5. Yeah. All right, let's play that twice. Yeah. All right. The game stack, so nice. You had to play it twice. As usual, I'm dropping these in the chat. I will put them in the Badge Bros channel in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. I'll put them in the show notes in my newsletter tomorrow. Everywhere you would want to access them, they will be. Where do you guys want to go next?
You want to do one more game? Because I just I'm just obsessed with this Chiefs Ravens game.
Let's do it. Can we get a Zay slide in there for since we already had that
I would take Zay to like 100 yards or receptions because I know receptions
what do you like better?
Like massive. I like yards more, but receptions typically gives you more bang for your buck. But I like 100 yards personally. Just have to compare it.
Holy cow, man! 9 receptions is that's pretty juicy, dude.
It's
so
crazy.
So what do you like more? So 100 yards is 2.21. To get to 2.21 would be, I guess they don't have anything in the middle. It'd be 8 receptions would be 3.67. But you like the yards?
I think I like the yards. John, what do you think? Do you prefer?
I'm
Hard
running some S
receptions?
words right now. I think I like yards.
All right,
Okay.
let's do 100 yards. What else do you like here, Nez?
I think like anything you want to take for a Mahomes hire is just like absolute money. Maybe we can see what we want to do in terms of a slide. Oh, geez, they don't even have any slides on them. I wonder if they're like adjusting for Worthy at the moment. But
Yeah.
I was looking at like rush attempts, like felt awesome.
Yeah.
Passing yards feels awesome. Like I just think we're going to see so much Mahomes here because Ravens off a loss against KC, man. They're gonna bring their best, and this game has a really fun opportunity to explode. We know the Ravens are just like one of the more efficient teams in football right now, and when you have efficient Ravens plus Mahomes pushed, like there's nothing better than seeing Mahomes have to go blow for blow with another team. So it's going to be. I just think this game's going to rock, and
Okay.
I want to play every which way. But I see we're getting absolutely rugged right now.
Yes, it is. They're messing with stuff now. The Zay got dropped out. There's no sliders available on this game, so maybe we can maybe circle back to this.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think they must be refreshing something with this game right now.
I wonder if like likely news is coming in or something. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's impacting it. Let's see. We want to do a touchdown one. Should we each drop 3 people who are scoring a tutty?
Can I flirt a game environment one?
Yeah.
New England, Carolina.
Okay.
Let's
And
get
play-
sloppy, shall we?
Yeah, this is slop it up. And play like Hendo receiving yards, Drake made like touchdowns, and then like some Tet stuff.
I mean, the Henderson receiving slides are pretty fun. Like, take him up to 40 yards for a 3.46.
The unabated stuff likes it. I just ran 2 projection sets, and all the Hendo stuff comes up green.
Nice. What did you like for Drake May?
It depends how goofy we want to get with it.
I mean, rushing touchdown for Drake May as they're in turmoil at the running back position. They probably still don't trust Hendo fully there. Ramondre fumbles there. Like 1.74 for a Drake May rushing touchdown seems pretty nice.
About it.
Something
yeah.
with Tetaroya.
I think so. Like, I know people are going to talk about the Christian Gonzalez treatment and that sort of thing. Like, I get it, but like, I think like so much is going to funnel through him this week with the
I think
injuries.
he just like slide his receptions like one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I mean, they jump you from 4.5 to 6.5. There's no even 5.5 when you get to the 6.
That's fine.
I mean, that's a 52xer right there.
That makes it move.
That really is fun.
Nothing better than like a 50x on 3 plays. That's just.
And it's not even crazy. It's not even crazy.
If there was a Best Ball Bros video, but for pickups, that would definitely be. It's not even that crazy, man.
I love saying that every time I make something. It just makes you feel so much better.
Yeah, so for the audio listeners here, Trevion Henderson, you slide him to 39.5 receiving yards. Drake May scores a rushing TD, and Tetaroya McMillan has 7 catches. That's a 52xer right there.
Wow.
All right, looks like the Zay stuff is coming back. So let's see if we can get back to this. Okay, so we'll go Zay 100, Mahomes. Nez, what was your favorite slide here?
If we're gonna slide,
sorry, can I interject just for 1 second? What did we slide Trevion to?
39.5.
Okay, thank you.
So for Mahomes slide, I think pass yards is just like the most obvious thing to do. Like I don't know if I feel comfortable sliding the rush attempts. I kind of just like the even multiplier for pick'ems. Completions you could maybe slide, but I think for me I really just like I think pass yards probably.
Yeah, so if you take Mahomes pass yards to like 270, that's a 1.4.
That's cool.
And then let's see. Who's scoring a touchdown in this game?
Sorry, can I just? I really low key like that rushing attempts one that you came up with there, Nez. Like, if people want to run that as a core, I'm not saying for this one, but if people want to run that alongside the core or run that alongside another 2-1, like stamp of approval on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want like what kind of touchdown do you want? Because I know who's scoring, but I just don't know if you want to play it.
Kareem Hunt.
Dude, Ty Weapon.
High weapon.
Tyquan Thornton.
Tyquan Thornton is another guy that has a touchdown in the box score.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I also would just be like, do we like the, I mean, it's 2.1 or I guess how many yards do you need to get at 2.1? You're at like 60 yards. Yeah. So you like the TD better?
I do.
Yeah. So that gets you a 31 there.
It's not bad.
Ship it.
I'm in.
All right, let's ship it. I like getting the speedsters and the same thing, Zay and Taekwon.
Yeah, like I'm not. You could play this game like we could make pick'ems for days on this game. I just think this. I'm really into this one, man. I think this one's going to take off.
All right, I love it.
Nez, is that leading you to a lot of Lamar in the six persons?
In six persons, yeah.
Okay.
In Dawg Bowl, it's like Worthy, Mahomes, Taekwon, Mahomes, Zay, like all day.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's wrap up with two more. Let's do a touchdown one and then like an omega slide on some like alpha wide receivers or something.
Okay,
let's do it.
I got you guys aren't gonna like this starting point. This is gonna be nice and gross for you guys. You ready?
I got a gross one too, so let's just do the all gross TD one.
All right, cool. Marcus Mariota, 1.74.
I like it's the Drake May one. It's just like the Drake May thing all over again. Nez, you got a touchdown bomb here?
You go first because I had Debo, so I don't want to do Debo and Mariota.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right, let's see here. I wanted to just see what the Brian Thomas Tutty, if we're getting 1.16 is like not quite enough juice for me to like really get excited on that.
I'll take one from that game. I'll do ETN touchdown.
Okay.
1.1x.
Travis Etienne there. I like that. Man, who do I want to do here? I mean, honestly, I think I might just go back to the Drake May one and play both the Drake May in both of these, but this gets us to that clean 20x there. Mariota and May both score rushing touchdowns. I love the symmetry of really poor ambiguous running back rooms at the goal line with these quarterbacks that have a lot of juice, and they don't have to be at the goal line either. Like these guys can also score from out. So I like that one.
Likewise.
All right, there you go. And it's nice. Like May's so hard to like stack up and play in a lot of fun ways in the BR this week that playing him a little bit more in the pick'ems is nice.
Yeah, because I think we all like him as a scroll this week, and we all kind of like that game. But it is weird because everybody's doing it with Hunter, or you have to sacrifice not playing, Josh Allen, Hurts, or Lamar at a good frequency to get overexposed to him. So it's a weird dichotomy. I like that idea.
Yep. Okay. Let's do a couple slides here. Okay. Oh, do you know what? I don't know if he's a slider, but do you know which one I'm surprised we didn't, John, that you didn't mention was the Kate Otten stuff.
Oh yeah,
they don't have. It's just touchdowns. All right.
Okay. They're probably waiting for the Godwin. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, I was gonna flirt the Ricky Pearsall scroll, but like he's only getting 1.8 for 100 yards. Like,
well,
Ricky's just a good play, man.
For the slide.
Yeah, Ricky's just a good play.
1.8. Yeah, it's a pretty big number.
Yeah,
for him. Who are like somewhat sneaky alpha wide receivers that we could slide?
Brian Thomas.
I don't know if you heard. Oh,
Oh,
Thomas. Oh my god, dude, you're gonna make me throw up. We're doing
He's like,
this.
Nez, who are you gonna say?
I saw, I don't know if you guys heard, Chris Olave is on the buy low model.
I mean, what can you slide his
10
receptions?
10 receptions.
10 receptions. Let's play. Is there anything? We don't have to play it from the same game, but is there like a James Cook?
James Cook 2 touchdowns. What's the 2 touchdown slide?
Ugh, not even good.
No,
1.45 for 2.
no, thank
I
you.
think you just take him to like 100, and then that's a 50xer right there. Or no, I took him to 120. Is that too much?
Maybe.
Maybe. If you take him to 100, it's a 25xer. Olave catches 10 balls and he runs for 100.
Let's do it.
It's not bad. Let's get one more like from 2 wide receivers from the same game.
I'm trying to think of other games now that I like in terms of the back and forth dynamics. Like you could play the chalky one, which would be like Puka Neighbors, but I know you guys are scared of Neighbors. You
What
could
about
do like
Chicago and Raiders?
Yeah, let's get something with Rome.
Rome and Jacoby receptions is just that is what we do.
Yeah,
that's a fun one. Oh, I misspoke. I said I meant Neighbors Lab.
So if you did like Rome's, I just want to see what these like what multiples we're at here. If you take them each to, so Nez, how high can you go on these guys? I feel like Rome. What if we did like? Do we like Rome yards better than receptions?
So like Rome receptions like 7. If Rome catches 8 balls here, 3.6x. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving yards, you get to the century mark, it's 2x. He's just like he is the number one option.
Yeah.
And they could get pushed in this Raiders environment.
What do you think about
compared to at home against the Cowboys like last week?
Yeah. What do you say? Rome catches 8, Jacoby catches 9 for a 33x.
Sold.
All right,
Jacoby sliders are where it's at for sure.
All right, I love we're getting wild in the chat. Rome 4 TDs, but Swift throws all of them. So under on Caleb passing TDs. Now that's a Galbraith right there. All right, guys. Nez, thank you for rallying and finding an internet connection here. I don't know what time I'm going to be running. I have DFS After Dark tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Nez, I don't know what time you were planning on doing your
pretty late. Usually like 10 Eastern, 10:30 Eastern.
All right, so you can have a double header tonight. I'll be done by like 9:15 or so, and then Nez will run the nose strip. John, anything else to mention here?
No, done for the weekend there for me. If you guys missed Multisport Drafthlete show on Tuesday there, getting the best puck classic streets. I think it's a really fun, good breakdown. Puck starting 2 weeks from now. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks to everybody hanging out. If you guys are new around here, subscribe to the channels, whether you're on my channel or the Badge Bros. And on top of that, don't forget, grab your Underdog DFS Masterclass. The winner of the Week 3 Battle Royale directly pulled some nuggets that helped him construct the winning lineup there. Shout out to Go AZ Cards for facilitating that giveaway. Brett, I got your email. I'll follow up with you to get you your free copy. And like we said earlier, you can get 10% off the masterclass with promo code BADGE. Check that out at underdogmasterclass.com. Good luck this week. I'll see you guys for After Dark and the Cram and Shipcast. Check out No Strip Nez. Check out the Winner's Circle on Monday, where one of you guys, I'm sure, will be appearing. We'll see you next time.